They didn't care before. They treated you with a lot of contempt, disrespect. Treated you real, real nasty. Like an empty vessel, an empty entity. They made you felt worthless. Less of a thing. Less admired. They made you felt like they are the only thing that could ever exist in your life. Oh my goodness. They spoke to you disrespectfully. They did everything within their reach to put you on the ground. For every given opportunity they had, they threw tantrums of insult. They reminded you of how worthless you are by their own nasty statement. They said nothing good could come out of you. They said you are a liar. They called you all sorts of names. They labeled you, maligned your personality. Your name was tarnished, rubbished, torn into pieces. You literally saw your own personality being rubbished, being thrown in the garbage, disrespected. They literally made you feel helpless. They were happy each time you cried. They laughed real hard. They felt like they were in control. They had everything in their hands. They had everything moving. They knew they had the button that they could press it in and out in any form that they wanted. Because they spoke, and this narcissist made you to believe nobody can have anything to do with you. You were insulted disrespectfully as the person you are. They forgot about the fact that they themselves also were carried in the womb for 9 months, birthed and nurtured. And sometimes you cry so loud, wanting to see these creatures that God gave birth to them, because of how ill mannered they are, because of how badly brought up they are, because of how sick they are in their head, because of how horrible they are. They literally use their mouth to pour out toxins and venoms, spreading pain, unbearable pain. They brought a whole big deal of regret, bitter tears, sleepless night, night of pain, thoughts. You almost felt like going insane. You didn't have a say. They would not even allow you to talk. You were bullshitted at every given opportunity. Your personality was dragged in the mud. Your name gradually withered in their mouth because they dragged your name. Disrespected a name that is full of honor because of their sick incompetence. The fact that they are not competent. They saw things in you that they did not have. And they decided to want to ruin it. They began to pour toxins in your head by using their poisonous mouth to pour out venoms. You went through pain. It was a series of nightmares. You cried in that dark tunnel and wished to see the light of the day. You call upon the name of God and ask God to save you out of the hands of this animal, out of the hands of this wickedness, this wicked person. They knew they had a puppet they could toil around with and treat in any form. Because they spoke severally saying, nobody's going to accept you for who you are. Nobody's going to love you the way you are. Nobody's going to accept you because of how you look physically. You are a beauty, or you were a beauty that was packaged and given to them. Their inferiority complex and the fact that you are well built with a lot of things in you. They could not stand it. They decided to ruin that which God has bestowed in you by delaying your time, causing you to be stagnant, bringing you pain, distorting things that concern you. They became a stubborn pursuer in your life. Crazy monitoring spirits. The thing you love became a thorn to your flesh. They brought you garment of despair. They brought you garment of pain. Garment of regret. Garment that you wished this could go quickly so you can have your freedom. They were blatant liars. Many a times you ask yourself if truly their character did not even show for once where they claimed to had come from. They grew up seeing abuse, hearing all kind of nasty words, never experiencing what love is, growing to become sarcastic, bitter, and empty. Their barren soul is what they brought to you. They came and met a fertile ground that was green, well watered, well fed, healthy, and they took their emptiness and barrenness from wherever they came from, taking out good things in your life, rubbishing you, tarnishing you, not giving you a voice to fight for yourself. You cried several times. They reduced you literally to nothing, break your walls, shattered you into pieces, held you spellbound to chains, did all of this to you, took things from you. These were people you loved. You sacrificed a lot of things for them. You loved them and you were ready to go extra mile to make things work. Every effort of everything you did was never appreciated. It was never even recognized. You would do good and at the end of the day being judged of being a bad person. Everything you did gradually became like a curse. A curse was cursing the curseless. How is that possible? Who brought them up? Who trained and nurtured them? Growing from an environment where they never knew anything that has to do with love. I can hear in the realm of the spirit so many cries of the things of the past. They have never kept any promise they have made. They kept on breaking every single promises they made. They kept on breaking it. They were only there when it was convenient for them. When they wanted intimacy or something that would be of a benefit to them. They could go weeks and months without talking to you. Snubbing and treating you funny. Wanted you to go crazy. Needed you to move to the edge. To frustrate you. So that you could be in bondage. They could lock you up in their prison of barrenness. To have total control over you. Trying to breed a beast out of a good person. Trying to breed a beast in an angel. Wanting to take total control of the life that God gave to you. Who gave them the temerity and the effrontery? For after all the damage they have done, they sat down and opened their mouth wide loud and were happy. They did all of these, feeling so happy. They did all of these, forgetting that there is a judge that sees and knows the truth, the revealer of deep and sacred things that is God, the one that will quickly give to them back what they gave. Forgetting about Luke 6:38, that says, give and it shall be given unto you. Good measures, shaken together, running over, shall be poured into your lap. Instead of good measures, they gave you bad measures, and that is exactly what they're going to receive. We are tired of these people who do evil things to people, treat others bad, disrespect them, cause them to lose a lot of things, wanting them to go mad, causing people to become emotionally unstable, taking things that matters from them, destabilizing and dismantling their lives, bringing quagmire, despondencies, and calamities. And you think you're going to go scot-free? No, you will pay for everything you've done. You will pay for doing that. Now you walked away. You fought for yourself. They never thought life could be any better without them. You proved them wrong. You became the best version of yourself. You left that barren ground, that barren toxin prison. You walked out, became fresh like how you used to be. They killed every plant in you, everything that is important. But because you had God on your side, he began to restore those years that the enemy stole. He began to restore the years of pain. Every time you needed them the most, they disappeared. They disappeared. They never considered or had respect for any iota of respect for anything that you told them or spoke. Your ideas were never counted. Were always treated as the last. The potentials they saw in you, they wanted to quench the light by keeping you in that dark tunnel, not wanting you to see the light at the end of the tunnel. When they thought all hope was lost, then Christ came in, pulled you out of that darkness and took you to light, cleaned you up because you are a chosen, a remnant of God, God's own royalty, a chosen generation, a royal priesthood. It didn't matter to God when the whole world abandoned you and they had nothing to do with you. Even when they went behind talking about you, lying and bringing all sort of mockery on you, putting things that are not true, desecrating your character and personality. God did not care. At that moment, he focused on how to clean you up. Excuse me, beloved. Ensuring that the devil do not have the last say. Never for once did they ever think of your importance. They saw you like some tool they could use. Tool of convenience. When they are in need of something. Now you distance yourself. You cut off the sacrifice and the engagements you used to do for them. When you began to point out their negative mindset and lowness, and you dig deeper, they became crazy. They got all mad. They realized that dirty, narcissistic behaviors could not longer work on you. You decided to have a control of your life because you saw the grave. You smelled death. And Christ gave you another chance to live, which you took. And now they are sitting and they are crying, weeping and swallowing all over the place. I had a lot of cries in the realm of the spirit. Because they were the ones laughing really hard while you cried. And now they are crying really hard. They're going to cry and cry so hard. For people who do not want to behave themselves. Who will not see good and nurture it and pamper it. And decide to destroy it. And they thought they were going to lie on their bed and sleep and have some peace. Hell no. They will not have peace. The Bible says there shall be no peace for the wicked. Absolutely no peace for the wicked. He that rolls a stone, the stone shall be rolled back on them. Be loved in the Lord. Believe me. He that diggeth a pit, they dug a pit for you to fall. Now they are in that pit crying. After everything they did for you. They did to you, causing you pain, sleepless nights. Made you frustrated, starting from the beginning. Taking everything from you. Stripping you naked and leaving you in the streets. And they thought they were going to make it in life. They thought life would smile at them just being so fair, all glary and nice to them. When they were about to settle, then life hit hard on them. Leaving them feeling the other side of what you felt. Giving them the dose of the things they did to you. For all the insults, the mental trauma that they put you through. They can't just complain. They should have been crying in the realm of the spirit. You moved on and forgave them. But now the judge of the afflicted is on the throne. Flipping through the pages. Getting every account of the things they did. Paying them back in their own coins. A lot of people will say, oh, you don't talk about God forgives. But did God also say, should we go out and be treating others the way we do? You can't treat God's chosen and remnants and go scot-free. You cannot. They dug their own grave the day they decided to tamper with you. They dug their own grave the day they trampled on you. And now they see how stinky, how hollow, how empty, how dry it is down there. And they are screaming for help. When they did that to you, you cried and said, you will look up to the hills. From whence cometh your help? Your help cometh from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. You cried and said, even though you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you will fear no evil. For God's wrath and rod and staff, they comfort you. Now God has prepared a table before you in the presence of your enemies. Why are they crying? Why the tears? I thought they said nothing good could come out of who you are, of you. Now it's about the season to taste forth the beautiful fruit that they planted. Now they can't eat it, they're all choking up. It's now becoming so sour in their mouth. They want to spit it out. But it's forced and their mouths are sealed. They've got to deal with it, beloved. You've forgiven them. Now they want to make contact. They want to come back. Some of them pretending and crying and saying how sorry they are. You've forgiven them, but you will not make the mistake. Because remember what they always did. They came when it was always convenient. You stood by them all the time, but when you needed them the most, they always disappear into thin air. They have used you enough, traumatized you, trampled on you, treated you with a lot of cruelty, took away beautiful things from you, things that God is restoring right now, left scars and wounds in your heart. And they were expecting to just sit down and everything should work right. Life will be all gleamy, glowy, and beautiful. Treating them right for the good they did. At that moment, you were crying while they were smiling, sipping their wines, being all happy. Now it's a time where you've been restored. You have moved on with your life. God has opened the way for you, giving you breakthrough, made things good for you. And now they're popping out from nowhere. Skeletons waking up from the grave, coming to disturb your peace and your new life. You have forgiven them. But beloved, don't let them in. They are an infection. Those stubborn ones that are stubborn infections that are difficult to get rid of. You tried. You succeeded when you got rid of them before. You can't bring them in. Forgive them. If they come to you, tell them to go have peace. You are not in charge of the battle. When man fights you, you run to God. When God begins to fight you, who do you run to? When man fights you, you run to God. When God begins to fight you, who do you run to? And God fights and fights real dirty, beloved. We all have to be careful. So relax. The night time is over. I hear a lot of cries in the realm of the spirit. Cries of regret, pain, sleepless night tortures in the realm of the spirit. Yielding cries of the things of the past. Now they want to come back. They want to make things right. Or if they come, tell them you forgive them. You had done that a long time ago. They can move on with your life. But please, beloved, don't bring them any closer. They are like a dog that is sick, that is hungry, that just need to be fed so they could bite you again. Beloved in the Lord, whom the Lord has blessed, no man can curse. Whom the Lord's hand is upon, no man can bring down. Difficulties and situations can only delay, but it cannot deny. It can retard your movement, but you will get to your destination. The beautiful person you are now was once a skeleton, a nightmare. There were times you look at yourself in the mirror. It was all a mirage. But now, God restored. He gave you that result that terminated insult in your life. Please do not bring insults to bring disgrace. May God continue to strengthen you, to keep you. Let your discernment man be active this season to see them and smell them before they even come. God will begin to show you in your dreams. That is what is happening, beloved, in the realm of the spirit. People are not sleeping. There are a lot of cries of the things of the past. God has flipped the script, and behold, it is what it is. We've got to be careful the things we do to people because we don't know what awaits us. It's a seed we are planting and we must harvest. Keep being strong, keep being beautiful. The light of God keeps shining and resonating in you. The love of God, as you connect into the things of the Spirit, you keep growing. Your love and your relationship with Christ keep enacting and going forward and strong. Do not allow any distraction. Do not allow anything that will retard or stop your growth. Remember, before you move to the place of rest, there must be a separation.